Hi there. My name is Nurse Patronus and thank you for joining me today for your physical assessment appointment. Now, I know that you have recently tried to take out a life insurance policy with UCover, is that correct? Yeah, and we are UCover's medical provider. We do everyone's physical assessments before the policy gets approved and before you've taken out your life cover. So I've not got access to your NHS medical records because we're a private company. So have you had a physical assessment before? No, that's absolutely fine. So what I'll do first of all is I'll ask you some questions, you'll answer them, and then we can go ahead and get started with the physical assessment. Does that sound okay? Brilliant. And are you nice and comfortable where you're sat at the moment? Perfect. So first of all, we're quite old school here, so we still have a pen and paper that we jot down the records, and then the receptionist types them up for us and does you an online profile. But just for speed here, I'll take some notes. So could you just confirm your job title for me, please? Perfect. And could I just confirm your name, your first and surname, please? Great. And your date of birth, please? That's lovely. And could I just confirm a postal code as well with you? And house number as well, please. That's great. And would you like to keep in touch with us? Would you like any marketing emails on offers or anything like that? Okay, I'll not take down an email, but could I take a telephone number, please, preferably a mobile? That's great. Right, and before you came into my room here, you did have a few sort of vital signs taken, which included your blood pressure and your height and weight as well. Now, before you came in, the assistant gave me those stats, and your blood pressure is perfectly normal. So is your height and weight, and I've worked out your BMI, and it's at 25, which is great. Perfect. So now that we've got your basic information and we've got your vital sign results, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just check your head. So I'll just have to put my fingers in your hair, make sure that you've not got any sores or lesions or anything like that. Is that okay? Yeah. Have you had any problems with your hair or your scalp or anything like that? No. Perfect. So if you just want to stay sitting as you are, and I'll just give your head a little feel like that. Is that sore at all or tender? Perfect. Right, so I'll just make a note that that's all okay. And do you wear corrective contact lenses or specs at all for your eyesight? You wear contact lenses. So there's a chart just behind me on the right hand side. Could you tell me how far down you can get with your current contact lenses in? Let's have a look. That's great. So that is 6/6 vision. If I could ask you just to cover your left eye like that for me, please, and try again on the chart. Perfect. And if you could cover your right eye as well, just like that, and read the same line back to me if you can. That's great. Yeah, well, your contacts are certainly working because you've got perfect eyesight on those charts. Now, I'm just going to check your facial expressions now. Now we're still looking at your face and head area. So if I could just ask you to do a frown, like that. Perfect. And if you could raise your eyebrows as high as you can. That's great. And if you could puff out your cheeks like that. Fantastic. That's great. So the next thing that I want to do is check the mobility of your eyes. So I'm just going to move my finger around, and I'd like it if you could follow my finger. Don't look around the room or past it, okay? If you could just follow it wherever it goes. Alright, so just watch my finger now and keep following it. Keep watching. That's wonderful. Brilliant. Now, the next test that I want to do is I want you to touch your nose and then touch my finger. And wherever I move my finger, if you could touch your nose and touch my finger straight away. Is that okay? Right, so if we start on our noses, brilliant. Now, touch my finger. Touch your nose, brilliant. Touch my finger. And back to your nose. Touch my finger. Brilliant. Touch my finger. And one more time, touch my finger just there. Perfect. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is your sense of smell. And have you noticed that you've had any problems with different scents and things like that, or has everything seemed alright? Great, so I've got two little pots just here and they are super tiny. Each one has got a certain scent inside. So what I'll do is I'll just unscrew these. And if I could ask you first to cover up one nostril, so we usually cover up our right nostril first and smell with the left. Okay, so if you could do that. Brilliant. So what does that smell like? It is chocolate, yeah. Perfect. And if I could just ask you to cover up the other nostril. Perfect. And what is that smell? Coffee, yes. Great, so that's your sense of smell is very intact. The next thing that I'm going to do is just measure your pulse, your beats per minute. Now your height and your weight and your blood pressure was fine, so I'm sure that this will be as well. So I'm just going to use my normal watch just to measure that. Okay, so we've got 2 points that we usually measure your pulse. It's either on your neck, just there, sort of like parallel with your ear, or on your wrist, just there. So to measure somebody else's pulse, it's easier to use the wrist. So if I could ask you to pop your arm out like that. That's perfect. And I'm going to take your pulse. We usually do it for 60 seconds, sometimes for 30, and double it. So does your arm feel comfortable there? Great, so I'll just put my fingers on your wrist there and we'll time that, okay? just keep breathing normally. That's great. And that's within the normal healthy range, and it tallies up with your other vital signs. Right, now that we've done your sense of smell, what I'd like to do is your sense of taste. Now I've got here a bottle with some liquid. What we usually do is spray a little bit of that on your tongue, and then you tell us what it tastes like. So I'll just mix it up a bit. And if you want to stick your tongue out, and I'll just spray that. Yeah, I can do another spray. There we go. If it comes out properly. And what does that taste like? It is mint. Perfect. That's great. Now moving on to another test. What I've got here is a cotton wool ball. Just got a bit of cotton wool. And then we've also got, so the cotton wool accounts for a soft sensation. So I'm going to brush the cotton wool. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and I will brush the cotton wool on different parts of your face. And I want you to tell me if it feels soft like cotton wool or a sharp sensation, which is this. Now this is a little bit random, but it's a little figure of Dobby out of Harry Potter. And it has got slightly sharp little feet, so that's the sharp sensation. I'll just try that on you. There you go. That's the sharp, and that's the soft. So if you close your eyes, and on your face I'm going to alternate between soft and sharp, and I want you to tell me which sensation that you can feel. Okay, so if you keep your eyes nice and tight, shut. Brilliant. Ready, go. Yep. 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 Perfect. You can open your eyes now. Now the next thing that I'd like to test is your muscle strength. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you just to make your arms nice and floppy, and I'm going to try and pull them up, and I want you to resist me being able to pull them up. So if you hang your arms down, I'm going to come and pull them, and you need to try and make me not move your arms. Okay, so are you ready? So yeah, keep your arms nice and relaxed. Brilliant. So I'm going to come in and don't let me pull them up. And relax them again. Right, and don't let me pull them. That's brilliant, and we'll do it one more time. Relaxed. And don't let me pull them up. Perfect. So that counts your muscle strength and your muscle resistance as well. Right, that's perfect. So we've gone through each different aspect of the physical examination that your insurer wants us to. So we've got all that jotted down, and we'll send the notes down to the secretary, who will type them up and send them to your insurer, and you'll get a copy of them, and you'll know if it's been approved or not. But looking at your results, I don't think you'll have a problem at all. The insurer likes us to ask you a series of health questions as well, which go towards the claim being granted or not. The application, sorry, being granted. So I just need to ask some questions if that's okay. Now, are you a smoker? That includes e-cigs as well, e-cigarettes. Okie dokie. And how much alcohol do you drink per week, if any? Do you get much exercise at all? Or would you say that you get very little, moderate, or a lot of exercise? Yeah, sure. What type of exercise do you do? A gym class, yeah. Oh yeah, spinning's really good, isn't it? Yeah. And you do that 2 times a week? Walking your dog, well, that is really good exercise, isn't it? Especially if it's quite hilly where you live as well, you do a lot of cardio. And what's your diet like? Do you eat quite a healthy, balanced diet, or would you like to improve it? This is quite a hard one, and I know that a lot of people are a bit embarrassed to be honest about it, but how many portions of fruit and veg do you eat per week, do you think? Do you get your 5 a day? Try. Right, that's great. So I've got all the information that we need to pass along to the insurer. Have you got any questions that you'd like to ask me? So it usually takes about a week for you to know if you've been granted the insurance or not. I mean, based on your results, I wouldn't worry about that at all. I'm sure it'll go through fine. But once this information's left us, it's out of our hands. So we just do the medical test. We don't do any decisions or anything like that. So if you've got any questions in the meantime, I can get the number that you need to ring. Yeah, would you like to jot it down for you? Just give you that. If you've got any questions on that side of things, give them a ring. There you go. And they'll be happy to advise any questions that you've got. But if that is there anything else, or is that all for now? Oh, well, thank you for coming in. We really appreciate when people make time to do these appointments, because I know everyone's really busy, and if we don't see people, then we get hurried up by the insurers. So it's great that you've stuck to your appointment. So we'll send all that off, and if you'd like to head down to the reception and they'll show you out. So thank you very much for coming in today, and we might see you again soon if you've got any other insurance that you wanted to take out, or if you're getting a new job and you need to have a physical. But thank you for coming in today.